surface area problems. You should have these problems in front of you, but if you don't, go ahead and copy down the first problem. Ms. Fastenal will paint the lateral surface area of the following classroom. How many square meters will she cover with paint? So if we're talking about the lateral surface area, then we're talking about the faces, not the bases. So she's going to paint this wall, which also has an opposite and congruent wall, and then this wall and this wall. So what I'd like you to do is find the lateral surface area and then pause the video to find it, and then we'll check it. One thing that I did forget to point out, how do you know what this piece measures? Well, if this side is 3 2/10 meters, then this side is 3 2/10 meters. So solve the problems and then we will check. All right, if you got 124 16/100 meters, you are correct. What I did is I found the front face, the area of the front face, and then I doubled it to get 58 24/100 because the front and the back are the same. And then I found the side face, so the area is here, and then I doubled it to get both of those combined. And then over here I added them together. Go ahead and write this problem down if you don't have it in front of you. Chloe wants to wrap a present in a box for Sarah. The top and bottom of the box is 8 inches by 3 inches. The sides are both 3 inches by 2 inches, and the front and back are 8 inches by 2 inches. How much wrapping paper will Chloe need to wrap the present? Well, we don't have a picture, so I could draw a box and I could label the dimensions according to what they're telling me in the problem. However, in class, we've been practicing picking apart the shape and just finding the area of each piece. I personally think that that is easier to do. It is completely up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and draw each piece. Okay, so now I've drawn each of my pieces. All I have to do is find the area of each and then add it together. So the most common mistake, though, is to forget pieces. So I know that I have a box, so you need to make sure that I have 6 pieces. So now we're just going to find the area and combine. So when I found each of the areas, I combined them all, and I got 92 square inches. All right, here is your next figure that you have to find the total and lateral surface area for. The first thing that you have to do is identify the shape. This is a triangular prism. It's not a rectangular prism because there are 3 rectangles, this front piece, this side, and the bottom piece. So there's no way, if it has 3 rectangles as the bases, it's not going to be a prism because prisms only have 2 bases. So let's highlight our bases. So now we just need to pick apart our shape. So what I'm going to do, I am going to draw each base. So notice when you do draw out the bases, it's important that you identify the length, the base of the base, and the height. This is not the height of the triangle. That's the slant height. Here is the height of the triangle. So that would also be right here. So this is 9, and then the height is 4. So again, we have 9 by 4. So don't forget, it's base times height divided by 2. So I'm going to find the total area for the bases. All right, so now I have to draw my faces. And how many faces do I have? There are 3 rectangles. Now it's important to identify each rectangle. This top piece, well, actually, let's start with the bottom. The bottom piece, I'm going to mark this as bottom. The bottom is 8 1/10 centimeters by 9 centimeters. So this piece by 9. That's this piece right here. All right, now in a different color, I'm gonna do this back piece right here. So it's this piece. Now the 4.5 comes into play because that's the height by the length, which is also 8.1. So this is 4.5 by 8.1. If you're confused about this, look at it, watch the video a couple of times. All right, so that was kind of the back. And now we've got to do the front. And that's going to be this piece right here. So we know that this length is 7 2/10, and this length is 8 1/10. So now all I'm going to do is find the area of each and combine. All right, so to find the total surface area, I have to find the combined area of every single one of my pieces. So the total surface area is 203 67 centimeters. Now, if I want to find the lateral surface area, all I'm going to do is just the faces. So I have to subtract out 18 and 18 or subtract out 36. And that is 167 67 centimeters squared. Watch this one a couple of times if you're having a hard time with the dimensions. All right, and here is our last figure, and we are asked to find the lateral surface area only. So remember, the first thing you're going to do is highlight the bases. Now, all of these little hash marks right here mean that all sides are congruent. So that means that all faces are congruent. So we just have to choose which one we want to be our base. The easiest thing would be to choose the bottom as the base. So you're going to highlight your base. So all I have to do is draw out each of the faces. So I know that, let's just look at this front face. The base of the front face is 6, and this is the height. So the height is 10. So we're going to do 3 of those. And then we just have to find the area of each. And the area of each is 30 square centimeters, and 30 square centimeters times 3 bases is 90 square centimeters. And then lastly, I wanted to give you a few common mistakes when finding surface area so that you don't do these things. Make sure that you don't misread the question and find the total instead of lateral or vice versa. Don't leave out any bases or faces, and don't identify the wrong base. Just thought of one more. Add this one. Using the wrong dimensions when finding area. Also extremely common.